And it all comes down to this. Two juggernauts of the ice arena staring into the abyss of their opponent's potential. We've come here to find out who will blink first. The men trying to respond to lost glory, or the men climbing their way back to the peak of the mountain. Their focus, deadly. Their strengths, abundant. Their will, unshakable. Only the gods know the depths they will traverse to prove that they are simply the best, laying their lives on the line to strike fear into the hearts of weaker men. The story of this battle will be whispered through nations by those foolish enough to speak it aloud. Pray for your own souls as we watch mankind's perfection on display to claim the title of the greatest.
I don't want it.
Yes!
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. Why? Why are we doing this so much? This is the whiny episode. I'm just gonna whine. That's all it is. Why do we keep doing this, man? I mean, we keep doing a couple things. A, blowing leads. That is what it is. B, the bottom six played phenomenally, man. The bottom six was so good. You're wasting great performances from the lines that aren't supposed to be scoring so much. The fourth line keeps scoring and you keep losing games. Like, is that not infuriating? How is that not pissing you off? Not you. I know you're already pissed off. Like, I get that. But if you're the top six on this team, outside of the one guy who keeps getting shuffled the fuck in, if you're 5 of the top 6, are you not looking around being like, what are we doing? We're the ones who are supposed to be driving this ship. And you can't get outperformed by a 26-year-old rookie. Because Brazeau is doing that, by the way. He's outperforming at least 4 out of the 6 guys playing in the top 6 right now. Richard, the same thing. The speed, the tenacity. These guys are outperforming the top 6. Are they playing the same level of competition? Absolutely not. That's not a thing, obviously. But some lines are winning their matchups. They're winning the matchups that they are trusted to win by their coach. And some lines, also known as the top 6, are just getting plowed over and over again, especially late in the games. You're supposed to be the good ones. You're supposed to be the ones who win. When we talk about it's winning time, that's your job. Damn it. This team is still in a great position. Still in a great position. They're making the playoffs. And I still fully believe that they have the ability to make noise in the playoffs. But a genuine question. What the fuck? Because I hate to do this. I don't want to bring this up. But since Game 5 of last year's playoffs, you can't hold a lead. You can't. We've got plenty of wins this season. I'm not saying we don't have plenty of wins this season, but over and over again, we get in these positions where you have a lead and you blow it. And it's a multi-goal lead sometimes. But the most important lead that you keep blowing is the 1-goal lead with less than 2 minutes left. And then you lose in overtime. And yeah, there's no 3-on-3. We've got 13. I think that was our 21st overtime game this season, which I know has its own other level of red flags. But You lost 13 of them. And I've said it over and over again, I don't care about the gimmick hockey or the shootouts results. I don't really care about that. I do care about the fact that we needed them 21 times out of 59 games. 21 out of 59? That's like 36%, right? I'm just throwing that number out there, but that feels somewhere around that. Why is it like this? And why isn't the top 6 better? It's been 3 weeks of you guys getting crushed. What are we doing? I appreciate you guys so much. Not to get mushy on you, because you know I'm a tough guy. I'm tough and not emotional at all. I appreciate you because I have the joy of taking all those feelings and telling you them. And then I feel better. That's how this works. This isn't for you. This is for me. All of this. This is a selfish thing here. You guys act like I'm doing it for you. No, this is... man, I am not okay with this result. I'm not okay with it. You're... optimism. I know I'm optimistic. I love optimism. This isn't okay. This result's not okay. You have a 2-goal lead late into the third period, midway through the third period, and you blow it. And you blow it not because of a couple of bounces. No, they could have scored those goals any way they wanted to. I wouldn't say it's from bounces. I would say it's because you allowed them to take complete control of the game with nothing to actually build momentum. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't a big hit. There wasn't a big save by Demko. There wasn't shit. You just allowed them to come out in the third period and take control. Completely. That's it. That's it. That's the whole conversation. They came out. They wanted this win. I hate to do the whole, they wanted it more than them because they're all professional athletes. They wanted it more than you. You can't even debate that. It's not even close. What are the words? I always make these videos before I see the interviews after the game because I'd like to give a fresh take that's not skewed by the players, which sounds insane, by the way, because what the fuck do I know? I'm just a fan of the game. But that's the point of the channel. I'm a fan of the game. I want to talk about it from the side of a fan. Otherwise, I'd be getting paid big money to do it as a journalist. I get to be biased here because I'm just some stupid ass fan. That's me. So I like to say this shit before they come out and talk about, well, we liked this, we didn't like this. I get it. You're all amazing and I love you guys. I love these Bruins. There's nothing you could say to make me go, yeah, great point. This game should have been ours. It should have been ours. And then you gave it away. You gave it back to them for nothing. Make them earn it. Like, hit somebody. Shove them. Get in their face. Do something. This team isn't soft. I've always pushed back on that idea. It's not a soft team. They aren't. They lay the body. They get in people's faces. This is a ferocious team when they're playing up to their game. And for some reason, they just take moments where they just don't push. I don't know if it's coaching. I kind of want to lean that way. I really do. I'm not going to blame Swayman. I know some of you really feel like Swayman lets in the big goal too often. I get that. I don't agree, but hey, that's your opinion. But there's something wrong here that needs to be processed and solved. It needs to be. Because our season ended this way last year with some asterisks, the injuries and such. But if you lose this year due to the same reason, where do you look? It's the man behind the bench. And I'm not there yet. I want to be very clear. I'm not there yet. I think this is a strong team that has obvious flaws and issues, that isn't its best version of itself, that had to play Moneyball with this roster. There's weaknesses on the roster that won't be corrected at the deadline because they can't possibly, because we went all in last year. And that's okay. And I am still overjoyed at the fact that we're going to make the playoffs this year. Because quite honestly, before the year started, that was the debate. All that being said, this team has a real issue that needs to be resolved. Here's the good news, guys. We got 20-something games to resolve it, plus a trade deadline. It's not the end of the world. But this, you would be forgiven for just being absolutely livid. This is unacceptable. This one's unacceptable. Let's rattle through some conversation here after we like, comment, subscribe. Fucking nailed it. Nailed it. Also, the Discord, absolutely, you guys rock. It's popping off. It's been great. Twitter's been great. The high-quality inspectors, you'll see the little emoji next to their comments. Flawless. You guys are incredible. They get to vote on wall changes and such. Awesome. This Vancouver team can absolutely kiss my ass. They can kiss my ass. They're coming off 4 straight losses. Lost their last game to us 4-0. They're going to come out hot. And they didn't. We came out hotter. And once again, the winner of this game goes to first in the league. We don't want it. We don't care about first in the league. We do care about sending a message that we sent poorly. And the Canucks, second in goals for per game, 7th in goals allowed per game. And Demko, who has been excellent this year with a .917 save percentage, he's going to get the start, and he's going to be pretty damn good, I would say. Pretty damn good. And on our end, here are the lines. Because there's a little change here that makes a huge difference. Marchand, Cole, DeBrusk, JVR, Zatka, Pasta, already mixing things up. Heinen, Geeky, Frederick, which is a third line that I think isn't terrible. That's better than having JVR there, who just can't keep up sometimes. Richard, Boquist, Brazeau, which has been really, really good. Grizz, Mac, Loride, Carlo, former Wotherspoon, Swayman. Grizz was a game time decision. He gets slotted in, and he's been better, man. He's just genuinely been better. The first part of the season, when he's come back from injury, it was genuinely abysmal. But he's been better. And then DeBrusk and Geeky are going to be included in the first power play unit. Why in the fucking world would you ever put Geeky, as he is right now, on the first power play unit is beyond me. But we'll move on.
Gonna be real with you guys. A day of drinking with a Canes fan has really set the tone for this, especially after the way that game went. That's not on me. I refuse to take the blame for that. Puck drops! The first period is bullshit. It's whatever. It's just a bunch of power plays back and forth. 450 in. Baines for holding the stick. Power play. Doesn't work out for us because 38 seconds left of the power play. Power play wasn't performing that well. Anyway, JVR goes for high sticking. We're going to go 4v4 for 38 seconds. Nothing happens during that. We're going to the penalty kill. We kill it. 9:24 in. Vancouver for too many men. How stupid are you to take a too many men penalty? Please remember that for later in the video. And they are very far from the bench. That is a very good call. We're going to go on the power play. It's no dice, and it's really bad. We'll move on. 39 seconds left. McAvoy unloads on Giuseppe. God, I love that name. Myers comes over and slashes him to defend his boy. We're going back on the power play, do nothing with it. We're going to start the second period with it, and it's still terrible. Love to see it. 5:25 in. A face-off on our side of the neutral zone. It's the fourth line. And it looks like we lost the face-off, but Richard battles. And he battles his man to free that puck up so Brazeau can loop around and grab that puck. And he starts working his way into the offensive zone. He's going to take the right wall and start scooting his way down it. And Boquist, I honestly don't understand how Vancouver gave this up, but Boquist just beelines it right to the front of the net. Brazeau sees that, and with his huge frame is able to reach around the defenseman and fling it towards the center of the ice. Brazeau picks it up, fakes glove side, moves it blocker side, Dunkaroony and cheese. 1-0. A fourth line goal. Stop wasting fourth line goals, because the moment the top six starts actually performing again, you know to the depths of your cockles that the fourth line's going to stop scoring. With the way the bottom six has performed over the past couple of weeks, it's insane that we don't have more wins. It's insane.
8:45 left of the second period with a 1-goal lead. And it's the third line. And Geeky, who I've been very harsh to lately, makes an excellent play here. They get the puck into the offensive zone. He hits the brakes, and he's patient. He recognizes he doesn't have pressure on him. He wants to make a play, and he almost does a couple different times in different directions, but waits it out until he has a real option. And as he sees that the options are closing up, he sees that Freddie is circling his momentum to get back behind the net. He was at the net front, but he's going to circle to open up to give him an option. It's a very normal play, but you have to have the wherewithal to know that guys are going to use the momentum to separate for just a second. Great. Geeky sends it down the left wall to Freddie, who's behind the net when he collects. Freddie tries the wraparound, hoping that Demko spent too long tracking that puck, going to the right side, leaving the left side open. He attempts it. The puck gets knocked off his stick before he even gets there, but Heinen is at the net front and is able to touch this just enough, on purpose, on accident, who gives a shit, just enough to go far post and in. It is 2-0. That's 2 goals from your bottom 6. Don't waste these efforts! 2 goals from the bottom 6. Again, win the game! And you're going to the third. Those are all the events from this game so far. That's it. There's nothing that exciting to talk about beyond that. There's no fights, no big chances. Like, Swayman's made some big saves, I guess. Demko's made a few, but nothing to really draw attention to. And we go to the third period, and we're 19 seconds in, and Marchand is tripped up by Cole. We have a power play. No dice in the power play. The power play has looked terrible the whole game. And yes, chance to extend the lead to 3. You don't. You still have a 2-goal lead. You have a 2-goal lead, and the time is dwindling. And you get to about 8 minutes left, and you have a 2-goal lead. You can't lose a game at that point. You just can't. You can. Certainly feasible and possible, and you just fucking did it. But you shouldn't. With 7:11 left, a face-off win by the Canucks in the right circle, and they quickly work it over to Boeser, who's in the left circle, absolutely buries this top blocker. 2-1. 7:11 left, face-off win by the Canucks in the right circle. They quickly work it over to Boeser, who's in the left circle, and he is going to nail this top blocker. 2-1. Okay. They got the face-off win. They got a smooth play. He buried it. Finish the game. You have a 1-goal lead. There's about 7 minutes left. Finish it. And the Canucks, with about 2 minutes left, pull the goalie. And with 1:11 left on the clock, once again, the Bruins can't hold the lead. It's a face-off win in our zone. Stop me if you heard that before. Face-offs are a problem. We know that. We've known that. They get the puck to Hronek on the top of the slot. He's a distance away, and he hammers this in his top glove. Here's my problem. This game, Swayman kept us in it. Don't get me wrong. Swayman saw this the whole way. As far as I can tell, he saw this the whole way. I am shocked this beat him. But it did, and it's 2-2. And can you blame Swayman? Sure, you want him to have that save, but we've been in our own zone for the past 12 minutes. They've been all over us. Get a little pressure up ice. I mean, come on. We're going to go to overtime, luckily, because Swayman had to make a couple of huge saves at the tail end after they scored that goal. And 109 in, the Bruins, too many men. And that is a good call, because even though that too many man didn't touch the puck, there was a distance from the bench. My goodness. Too many men. And during the penalty kill, Forbort leaves a guy backdoor wide open. It's a blast from the point, and it's tapped in by Boeser. 3-2, overtime loss. Why are we even in overtime? You had a 2-goal lead with less than 8 minutes left in the game. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. It's simply not good enough. And there's plenty of time to fix it, but right now, it's not good enough. And the game notes go along with that. We've talked about the top 6 and them not performing as high as they should because a 26-year-old prospect, a 26-year-old rookie is outperforming you. They're outperforming you. But there's a bigger issue. And Van Allen, who's come on the Short Shift Pod, check it out, the Short Shift Podcast, He made a great point tonight. You have wasted the time you could have used to work in a highly touted prospect into your top 6 to see if they could actually offer a solution to one of our biggest issues, which is the top 6 is desperately missing a guy. They need at least one guy. And with both lines getting caved right now, it sounds like you need 2. Math. But a Merkulov or a Liesel or whatever, you don't get to test them out before the trade deadline now. It's too short of notice. You've got a couple weeks left. You got a few games left. Do I think it's the end of the world? No, but they really did squander an opportunity just to see if you had an in-house solution. And maybe they already know that they don't, but it feels like they could have given it a shot. It really does. The fourth line's been great, though. Another game note. They've been great. I want to scream that from the fucking heavens. They've been excellent. So this game is in no way on them. Stop letting them outperform your top 6. Stop it. Are you not embarrassed a little bit? Marchand, Pasternak, DeBrusk, Coyle and Zacha. You're not a little embarrassed that you guys can't keep up with the scoring from Brazeau and Richard and Boquist? Like, you're not a little embarrassed by that? You're not going against Peterson. Come on. That's your task. Win your matchups. Start winning your matchups. It's way simpler. Like, it's easy for me to sit on my ass and say that. I'm not a professional athlete, but it is brutal to watch. It is brutal to watch. Last game note, and this is going to come with a lot of controversy. He's $1 million. He's scoring. Why would you move him? I think JVR's value is as high as it's going to get. I do not think he benefits this team in a playoff run at all. I think his 5-on-5 play is enough of a detriment, and now that he's getting moved off the power play unit because the power play unit is underperforming, I would move on from him. If there's a team that sees something in him with his decent point totals and his very cheap cost, and they're willing to pay, now the deal has to be good for us, but I would move him because I think in a playoff series, I think he's a negative. I genuinely do. He's too slow. He doesn't play defense. He's not on time in the forecheck. And when the net front pressure is there, excellent. But when we can't make things happen for him, he is a net negative. And I think that's what playoff hockey is going to be for him. I would move on from him at the trade deadline to recoup some assets. And I don't think that's controversial, honestly. I understand that some people are really going to push back, but for me, that's an obvious answer. And yeah, it's not about the cap space or anything like that. It's literally about, can I get some assets back for this guy who I don't think is going to offer anything that a replacement wouldn't when it comes down to the marrow. When it really gloves off, time to get this win, I don't think JVR is your guy in any way, shape, or form. So I would really explore trading him if it means bringing in some real help for the future or real help for this season. That's going to be controversial, I think. But let me know what your thoughts are. This team's got something, man. They're struggling with a lot, but they've got something. It's in there. It's just taking a lot to pull it out right now. Go Bees. Go Bees!
Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, but it is time to give a shout out to our high-quality inspectors. We've got our top-line tier inspectors. We got Brock Nope, Han Slomo, Coach D, the Bugman, the Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Aaron Adams, Just Aaron, Darren Woodbury, Brett Arney, Pinsen, and Nick Zatrullo. Thank you guys so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. And of course, massive props to these absolute stallions, the all-star tier inspectors. We have Bruins Smash, Jason Ozzie, Bruin Connolly, Hyle E. Coyote, Adam Ella, Jonathan Harvey, Joel, Abraxion, Jacob Pratt, Tupton D. Tashi, D.A. Kingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Doots42, and Jeremy.
You guys are absolute studs. I can't thank you enough. And go Bees.